The following Toku Podcastu contains spoilers from both past and present tokusatsu, anime, manga, movies and other related media. If you do not wish to be spoiled, we suggest turning off the podcast now. Otherwise, please enjoy the show.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Tokusatsu Podcast, the best show about tokusatsu you've probably never heard of. That's Jay!
You guys remember that time Wonder Woman worked at Taco Bell?
Which time?
The third time.
She shat in the fucking taco shell. That's
just
Chad.
their culture.
Hi, my name is Chad. It's nice to meet you. I'm here with the Los Angeles Department of Power and Gas. Here, please take my business card.
If that's true, where are the fucking gas prices so up, bud?
I have to make money too, and I can only do that by being evil. So, you could either consider me a hero or consider me the worst of evils. It's neither here nor there, but I'll let you make that decision.
It's like Two-Face said. Something, I'm gonna kill Batman. I don't know. I don't remember the
probably.
No, that's the Joker. Two-Face was like, oh my god, my fucking face, it's on fire.
No, he was more like...
Anyways, that's Phil.
I was trying to go for a Talker Man intro, but I fucked up on the way. And also, how did you not know that the name of the cat for the Red Lanterns is Dexstar?
Because I don't give a shit about Dexstar.
You should. He's an adorable...
I don't give a shit about most of the Green Lanterns, or Red Lanterns, or Yellow Lanterns, or Purple Lanterns, or Gold Lanterns, or anything.
AJ, technically it's called the Sinestro Corps, not the Yellow Lantern Corps.
You gotta get it. You can suck my dick.
You gotta get it right, you fucking pleb.
Listen, I can count the number of lanterns who matter on one hand, and we're not going to have that discussion.
Hal Jordan is one of them.
And they're all Green Lanterns.
Well,
You're lucky to know.
Sinestro?
A majority of them are, but
Sinestro's one of them.
All right, fuck it, because
Phil's
going to put me on the spot. Guy Gardner, Alan Scott, Sinestro, Larfleeze, and I know he's not technically canon, but the Red Lantern from the Green Lantern cartoon. I forget his name.
Oh,
wait a
Razor.
minute. People care about Larfleeze?
Yeah, he's cool. He's funny.
And Razor's a badass. I love him as a Blue Lantern.
Anyways,
Spoilers.
So
for the 12-year-old show that got canceled.
For the 12-year-old show that 12 people watch.
For me, you can literally watch that clip on YouTube. That's how I found out about it.
I didn't even watch the series, but now I'm spoiled. Thanks, everyone.
He spoiled it for himself by looking it up on YouTube.
No, it just popped up on there because I was looking up Green Lantern clips.
Well,
anyways, welcome to the pre-Anime Expo edition of the Tokusatsu Podcastu.
The mid-season
where we don't
finale.
give a shit right now. Where we don't care right now. We're just watching a show that was stupid and fun.
And
which is great, because that's exactly what we wanted to do before we go. I didn't hear what he said. What did he say?
I said, but it knew that it was stupid and dumb at the same time.
Yes. Anyways, we watched a show today featuring a bunch of local heroes that you probably have never heard of, except for Yabai Kamen. You watched a show called DOGENGERS. Now, Jay, what is this show?
Well, the easiest way to summarize it is it's the Avengers Local Hero Edition. Excuse me.
Yes.
So, set in Fukuoka City, which is part of Fukuoka Prefecture, which is in
Fukuoka
southeastern Japan, I
More
think?
or less.
Don't quote me on that. I don't know the exact locations, because it doesn't really necessarily matter to the show. Anyways, so it's the general location of several different local heroes who have banded together to stop the evil corporation, the Secret Society of Darkness, or the Evil Secret Society of Darkness. They were never really consistent about that. However, due to reasons unknown, the Secret Society of Darkness have somehow managed to gain enough power to defeat the heroes and take over the city once and for all.
Of course.
This results in the world's most generic man, Giro Tanaka, being forced to become a hero himself to get the band back together and stop the villains and save the city. It's a pretty simple premise. And that's pretty much all you need to know.
Yes. So, with that being said, should we just start off with the characters because they're very easy to get through?
Well, when else?
So let's start off with
when do we
Giro
not start
Tanaka.
with the characters?
Never.
Well, I mean, Guide was an instance of us not starting with the characters and starting with the fan sub wars, but it's neither here nor there.
That was Gaiam.
Fair enough.
That is also true. Oh wait, I got another one. We didn't do the Amazon movie. We're starting with the characters.
That is true.
But that's a movie part of a show we already did, so that's
I know.
more...
Yeah, but let's be honest here. Come on.
Anyway,
you gotta let
we
me
wanted
have
to
it.
rush
Anyways.
to the. We wanted to rush to the Amazons are food people skits. That's what we wanted to get to.
True.
Yeah, so let's start with the characters and start with our generic Giro Tanaka. And before we talk about his character, I'm so glad that they told the actor, hey, you don't need to do the fucking Ryotaro voice for this, because his voice naturally is way deeper than what he was trying to go for at the beginning, which I'm so glad they told him not to do. They just toned that shit down, because I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
But yes, he's a fine character. He's a fine everyman, I guess you would say.
That's the best way to explain Tanaka, is that he is the most generic, ordinary civilian that you could ever possibly imagine, who somehow got powers. That's pretty much his role in the show. He's a rookie hero whose name is literally just the Rookie, because the other heroes were too lazy to come up with a better name for him.
Well, one of them was.
Well, and they're all kind of lazy in their own special ways.
That is true.
Who just kind of by coincidence gets caught up in everything that's happening. Having just recently moved to Fukuoka, right as all the bad shit's going down. And he just kind of gets it's mostly it's the usual heroic situation of hero gets caught in situation completely by coincidence, and he's forced to kind of take up the role as hero reluctantly. And it's a pretty standard, and standard does not necessarily mean bad, fairly standard character arc for him, of him trying to learn how to be a hero and kind of man up for himself and stop being so boring and plain and ordinary. And this kind of leaves him as a little bit of a blank character. He gets a little bit of an arc near the end of the series with his girlfriend and his other waifu and all that other stuff. But for the most part, he's just kind of there to act as the straight man to the heroes. He's mostly just there for them to kind of vent their grievances and their story arcs off of for a majority of the series.
And that's not to necessarily say that he's a bad character. He plays his role well, and that's all you really need from him. He doesn't need to be anything else, especially in a show like this that, even from the outset, they're kind of admitting, yeah, this is all just tongue-in-cheek bullshit. Don't worry about it.
We're just kind of winging it for the most of the show, so don't think too hard.
We're not thinking hard about it. Why should you? But yeah, I thought he was fine. He was a fine everyman character. He was a fine character towards the end as well. His actor, well, he got better. He tried. I'll give him that. He tried. I didn't think he was gonna.
The best in this show.
I didn't think you could give. I didn't think you could give certain writer actors a run for their money, but he tried. It's fine. He did try.
Which?
Don't worry about it.
It's hard to criticize the caliber of acting considering it's a local show, so it's all local heroes.
They have the budget of a hang sandwich.
They spent all of their budget getting Yuji Kishi, so they kind of have to make do with what they've got. So he, and this kind of goes for a majority of the cast. He's fine with what he's given, and in this type of show and this type of production, he's good. I wouldn't see him as a main character in really anything else, but he would probably be a good victim of the week, or maybe like a movie hero kind of. But if we put him into
he would be really good as Gosei Green.
No, not quite that mean. No. He'd be a good like.
He'd be a
like
good one of the Necron riders that nobody remembers from the movie.
Maybe. Yeah, like he's just above being a faceless mook, but he's barely a character.
Yeah. Again, he's fine. He's fine for what he's given, but you're not going to see this guy replace anybody anytime soon. So it's whatever.
No.
Who else do we got? Well, do we just go through the heroes and then we go to the side characters, or do you want to go through his?
Well, there's really only like one side character that isn't a hero or a
That's
villain.
Yuki.
Yes, Yuki, the 45-year-old. This show is telling us is 25 years old.
She did look older than a 25-year-old.
With a voice that sounds like helium and chalkboard scratching.
Dude,
combined.
honestly, I think they pitched her voice up. It sounds like they pitched it up.
They might have. I couldn't say for sure. She's a non-character, anyways. She's
kind of a story.
She's Tanaka's. She's more like a plot device than a character.
Yeah. She has a stick at the end.
Pretty much.
She's as much as a character as Sophia was in Saber. I almost said Blade.
I mean,
no, that's not fair. Yuki doesn't piss me off.
Okay, well, yeah, that's true.
Yuki doesn't piss me off like fucking Sophia does. Fucking pod person.
But you know what? I'm just kind of surprised with her whole patience with like what's his face, Giro. It's like, oh my gosh, like we at the end we didn't even get like a proper confession. It's just like, yeah, I just wanted to say, I'm waiting for you.
What the fuck does that mean, Jiro? I don't know what that means.
What the fuck?
I know what it means. It means like
people only say that kind of thing where they're gonna die. Are you gonna
Do you
die?
have cancer?
Is the show gonna get dramatic?
I think I know what he's.
Do you have the blood coughs?
The
anime
anime
you have
blood
the
coughs.
blood coughs.
By the way, Jay, the blood coughs. That's tuberculosis.
Thank you, Phil.
I know what fucking tuberculosis is, Phil.
I don't know. It sounded like earlier you didn't know what tuberculosis
I've
was.
had tuberculosis. I know what it's like.
Anyway, Phil trying to be clever aside.
Hey, I am clever. You just don't see it.
Phil, you fell for the ligma
I
joke.
know.
You can't see your clever.
And you fell for
okay?
the when joke twice. I don't know, buddy.
No,
anyways,
I did not.
So after
I just let it
Yuki,
pass.
after Yuki, who nobody gives a shit about. Actually, you know what? I will say this as well, like Jay was saying, or no, how Chad was saying. She has an extreme amount of patience for all the. Like, she doesn't raise her voice once this entire show. Usually, I think characters like this would just get pissed off at what's happening. No, she's just like, I guess.
No, it's just like
no. If anything, she's sorry to cut you
problem.
off, Chad. If anything, she's more restrained and accepting of the bullshit that's going on than Tanaka is, because he's constantly like screaming his head
What
off,
the fuck, man?
just dealing with all these asshole superheroes.
Why are you all
and everything.
living in my house?
You fucking mooches.
Well, actually, Jay,
Yeah, but
they
wait,
did
there
say
is-
they
there
did say that they do split
Yeah.
the rent between them all.
yeah, I
Which,
believe
by the
that.
way, what is Tanaka doing to afford that house to begin with? Because that's a full like
always
furnished house.
Ogre Man's paying the bills.
Yeah, that's what I thought. it was.
Ogre Man was just like, "Here you go, Tanaka. Here's a free house."
That's literally what happened. Yes, he literally
That is
got
so
him a
weird.
free
no, it's literally just
In
like
the openings.
no, go on ahead. Go on ahead.
No, I was gonna say in the openings they literally say like there's a little at least in the subs on the bottom it would say like like it would say the whole they split the rent 5 ways thing. But it's like why would you
Actually-
wait till then to say it? Why not say it in the show?
No, you know what, Jay? You know what? That's just Zeronos' house.
You know
They
what?
got
It
permission from
probably
him.
is.
Zeronos didn't have a house. He lived on a train.
Oh, he doesn't.
Anyways.
Anyways.
It's been a long time since I've seen Deno. Okay?
Anyways.
Anyways,
So
what
let's
you
move
call
on
it?
to
Like,
yes.
I don't know
No, go
how
for
the
it,
hell
yeah.
she has the patience to deal with all these jackass superheroes, and besides that, the way they're probably like splitting it is just like 99% to like 0.1%. Like
They're doing the
0.25.
California. They're doing the California roommate thing.
Yes.
Everybody in one room, and maybe if they can afford it, they'll have a hot dog party on Friday. I'm saying
Is
that.
that what the kids call it these days?
I'm saying that I'm going to be in California like next week. So, anyways,
Are we gonna, AJ? Are you gonna drag me to one of these hot dog parties?
no, No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't want to dip my water in any of that. So anyways, so now let's talk about the heroes of the show, and let's talk about the first man. I forgot what his name. Yukitaro Man. I don't know how to say his name.
So, in the order that they're introduced in the show, we have Fukuo Caliber, who is the representative of, I think, just the city in general.
Yeah, just Fukuoka. Let's see. There's a whole.
He is.
Go on ahead.
So he is a pretty generic shonen action hero type. He's your kind of if we're comparing to wrestlers, he'd be the Hulk Hogan. He's the go to school, say your prayers, eat your vitamins type of hero, and he's fine. He's not the most entertaining of the group, but he's your pretty basic stock Toku hero.
Well, without the racism.
It's true. So then we have Kitakyou Man, who's from Kitakyushu, he's just a fucking asshole.
Yes, he is.
He is just the biggest prick imaginable.
He's amazing. And how asshole-less he is.
He literally is an asshole to the point of he calls his brother to do his fighting for him.
His super move is literally him calling somebody else to fight his fight for him. We have, I forget his full title. We have El Brave, who is
fucking awesome.
Representative of a construction company, he's a pro wrestler basically. So he's your stock.
He's basically
wild,
King from Tekken.
Pretty much. Not as tall as King, though, but
That's actually a point in the show.
Fucking manly.
El Brave is a very tiny man.
How can you be?
Considering
You know what? You go for it.
The average height of Japanese adults, I don't know how. I want to know how small he was, because good lord,
4 foot.
that man is at least
Joe Pesci height.
At least a solid head and a half smaller than everybody else in that show.
He is a towering.
And then
4'5".
last up we have Yamashiron. I think that's how it's
Yes,
pronounced.
Yamashiron.
Yeah.
Yamashiron. Basically, he's from Saga Prefecture in Fukuoka.
The representative of a gas company in Saga, yes.
And he's actually one of my favorites. Just saying that now. He's actually legitimately one of my favorites. I don't know what it is, but I kind of like the guy.
He's basically your every single PR representative you've ever seen in your entire life as a superhero.
I just like him because he's such a fucking wimp.
And that's it for the majority of the main cast. There's one or two other characters that float in here and there aside from the villains, but those are the ones that we have for the bulk majority of the series.
But did you forget Oga Man?
No, I didn't forget Oga Man because I just said that he's only in 2 fucking episodes.
Yeah, but we gotta mention him.
You know what? He can.
All right.
We can just easily sum him up as take your medicine and sleep.
He pretty much represents the medical parts of Fukuoka.
Well,
he is the Superman of the group in that he is the most powerful hero that everybody looks up to. And whenever he shows up, shit gets real because he's just that powerful. But in terms of the real world significance, he's the representative of, I think it was Oga Pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
He's their kayfabe CEO. Which, you know what, that's I like that as a setup. He's like, I'm the boss of this company and also I'm a superhero. I like that.
Didn't we?
Very Iron Man.
Didn't we have that
very 0-1?
Yeah. Let's say, didn't we have that 3 years ago? Was 0-1?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. And,
which is ironic because 0-1 was fucked over by COVID.
Which is doubly ironic because I think the show was airing at the same time as 0-1. But yeah, Oga Man is barely in the show. One, because he's played by Yuji Kishi and he costs money.
I knew his voice sounded familiar.
2, because again, he's just too powerful. He's so strong that he ends every fight instantly, so you can't have him in the show. Also, Phil, can you even tell me who Yuji Kishi is without looking it up?
He's Red Racer.
Okay, good boy. I would have also accepted Ken from Street Fighter, but that's, that's the immediately relevant one, so...
He was also married to Deca Pink for a time.
That is true.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
You didn't know that, AJ?
He married her in 2009. They met on a Japanese production of Les Miserables. She was Cosette. He was, I think, Anlores. They got married, but then they divorced in 2011. And now Deca Pink is married to Deca Break.
What, are you going to give me their blood type, too?
Type A,
No,
B,
I
and
just
Type B.
happen to know that.
You know what?
I'm kidding, I don't know.
I was going to say...
You know what? That's probably easily accessible information, considering how Japanese
Well, I was
culture
going to
That
say,
is true.
I didn't... Of all the people that... I mean, then again, this is my ignorance showing. I thought, like... Oh, no, I'm completely different thinking of something else. Never mind. Go on.
So that's it for our heroes. I guess if we want to do like a more succinct breakdown, we can. But
Well, I mean, the thing is, like...
I kind of said everything I wanted to say about Fukuo Caliber and Yamashiron already, because I think they're the weakest of the main cast. They're both just kind of boring, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
Yamashiron, that's more just because of his character. Because again, he's that stock, like overly polite Japanese businessman character.
Yeah.
So
I actually
his
like
character
Fukuo Caliber.
his character is just naturally kind of boring and simplistic, and which is not to hate on him at all, because he has a fun arc where, so his main gimmick is that he's three dudes who fuse into one. He's three kind of Sentai-esque rangers who fuse into his super form, Yamashiron, and he gets form locked into the combination for a majority of the show. So he starts having like crisis of faiths and starts panicking because like he is used to being with his bros to kind of back him up for his failings, and he's forced to fly solo, and that's kind of his arc, is kind of learning how to be more independent. And I like that arc, but as a character, he's just kind of naturally very dull because of the way he's set up.
Yeah.
And it's a shame.
Well, see, I don't
Inversely,
mind... like, to stay on Yamashiron real quick, I don't really mind his
Yeah, no,
character
absolutely.
like that. I don't really mind his character so much because, well, yeah, it's meant to be dull and whatever, but I kind of like him. I don't know what it is. I think it's just how pathetic that the voice actor plays him. I kind of like him. I kind of like how, let's be honest, he's a schlub. Like, without the combination, he's no more of a threat than the guys from Kampai Senshi. Like, let's be honest here. Like,
Yeah.
so
That's a good comparison for the trio there. Yeah, they're basically the Treasure 5 gang, except, slightly less pathetic.
And I kind of like him in that sense. I like the idea. I like his. I don't know. I just like him, even though there's not much to him. If that makes sense. There's a lot much. I like him much more than Fukuo Caliber, which again, it's not to say he's a bad character. He's just, I am the hero. Yes.
But I think that's what makes him appealing, is that he's supposed to be like this stock, really overly friendly hero that people could slap on lunchboxes and posters and say, like, listen, kids, if you do what you're supposed to do, you can be just like Fukuo Caliber.
And considering his role as what is effectively a mascot and like a role model for the city and its people, it makes sense, sure. But that works in a very limited supply of, you're a mascot and you show up maybe for like once or twice a year for like a public event or advertising kind of thing. But within the context of a full show, it's a little hard to carry, especially in an ensemble piece where you have to share screen time. So you can't devote your entire episodes to developing him as a character.
And also, you
Which
can't
that-
go too overboard with any sort of negative aspects with him as well, because he is literally the representation of the entire city.
Yeah. And especially where, like a majority of the other cast, you can't really delve too into the secret identity aspect, the civilian aspect of it, where you're stuck specifically with the superhero type, with the superhero character of it. You can it's like if you did, to pull around, use Superman. It's like if you did a Superman story, but you can't use Clark Kent or mention Clark Kent or even allude to the fact that Superman is Clark Kent. You're strictly just doing a Superman story, and that can work, and that's been done many times. But with that kind of limitation there, it does get a little tricky of further fleshing out the character and giving them more to do that isn't actually like strict hero work or related to their hero work.
And again, it's like
So-
it's that thing like I just said. It's like if this was like a different show entirely where it wasn't meant to, I guess you would say, still promote the prefecture and the city. Like if it was an entirely different show where they just didn't care, maybe they might have made him a little bit more interesting. But again, you can't make any overly negative aspects to his character because again, he is still representing Fukuoka in its entirety. So it's hard.
Yeah, I
it's hard.
think to kind of refine the idea you're going with, if he wasn't a pre-established character, I think they could probably have done more with him. Because that's the
Maybe.
thing with all of the characters in the show, both hero and villain, is that they're all characters who already existed. They've already had established personalities and role models and appearances and history up to this point.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're kind of working within that frame. It's like the Avengers. It's like a big crossover team up. All of these characters have already existed beforehand, and you've got all this history with them, and now they're kind of uniting together. So you kind of have to work with what you already have there too.
Yeah.
So for all we know, they've already done that story, and they do a little bit of it too. Where in the 7th episode, I should have written down the names, but I forgot to. One of the villains, through some sort of power that he has shape-shifting power, so I guess he can just do it.
Muso, I think his name is.
No,
Something Muso.
Well, that was Ebushimusha, who was the other villain of that episode, who was busy dealing with the fact that he's too adorable to be evil.
I think it was
I'm talking about the other
Shiramaru.
guy.
Shiramaru.
Yes, Shiramaru. He... Because the whole thing of that episode is about appearances and how they kind of affect the way people are represented and the way it kind of... you build your life with your personal appearance, and he's kind of helping one of the villains who's like, he had this whole mysterious cool mask, and it's like it turns out the mask was hiding the fact that he's got a goofy like kitty smile face for a face. And so he's kind of has like a crisis of face, like, I can't be evil if I look like this, I look like an idiot, and Fukuo Caliber's just like, look at this, you see this ugly ratty piece of shit suit? This is me. This is what I used to look like. You know what? It's embarrassing, sure. But I kind of built on that, and I managed to make it work. And Shiramaru is like, oh, well, if you think that's embarrassing, ha ha ha, I've made you look like how you used to look. I bet you're sure embarrassed, and you're going to have a crisis of faith now. And then he's just like, buddy, were you not paying attention 2 minutes ago when I just said that, like, I'm not ashamed at all? Like, come on. This was a terrible plan. What were you thinking?
You were like 5 feet away
I
from
wasn't
me.
Thinking.
You were standing right there the entire time I had the conversation. I knew you were disguised as my friend. I knew you were Tanaka the whole time. You were listening. You were here the whole time. I don't know why you thought this would work.
Look, let's be honest. Most of these villains are not exactly smart.
No, the villains are all a bunch of incompetents.
They're fucking great.
Oh, they are.
But then again, so aren't the heroes, so it kind of balances.
That
But
is
yeah,
true.
so-
Everyone's just kind of.
So Fukuoka...
Speaking of incompetent,
yeah.
let's talk about the world's biggest jackass, Kitakyuman.
Oh my god, this guy's a fucking asshole.
This dude makes fucking Iron Man look like a saint. He is just the biggest prick.
Before we go on,
we
Jay.
love Iron
Before we go
Man.
on, Jay.
We love Iron Man. He's lovable.
Before we go on,
No,
Jay.
let's not go that far.
I have to say one thing about his actor. The one that's under the helmet. I swear to God, for half a second, I thought that was the guy who played Ixa. I was like, what the fuck? Is this where he went?
Well, the guy under the helmet is the guy doing the voiceover.
Ah. Well, either way,
Yeah,
I thought
so-
it was
so
Ixa. I
that's-
was like, oh my God, that's amazing. We get ZERONOS and Ixa.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they works with Kitakyuman's character, but they don't really elaborate on in the show, is that he's the only one who has a openly known secret identity. He is coincidentally an actor as his secret identity in real life too, which is part of the reason why he's a social media obsessed glory hound who hates actually having to be a superhero. Is because he's just an actor in a costume.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's a fun little bit of meta aspect with that too, but again, That's not really present in the show, so that's one of those things where if you already knew about it, you'd understand.
Yeah,
because
I actually looked it up for him a little bit. Apparently, the only reason that I guess they let him take his helmet off in the show is because he did it before a while ago. Because he didn't do this is like recent thing that happened with him. He didn't reveal his identity until like I guess like an incident happened where he had to, and people were so enthralled with how handsome the guy was. They were just like, "You can keep the helmet off. It's fine." Like that's literally what happened. They were just like, "You're handsome enough to keep the helmet on, Dud. Just it's okay. You're fine." So I'm like, "Wow, what the fuck? What does that say about the other guys? Are they just like little gremlins?"
It works for the. I mean, listen. Sometimes you get lucky and you look like Eitoku, and then other times you look like Seiji Takaiwa. Which is not to say anything mean about Seiji Takaiwa, but he's not the most attractive individual on the planet, and he wasn't when he was younger either.
Well, there you go.
Well, you know what? So, Takaiwa Seiji's at least doing his best, and that's all we can thank him for.
That's true. You know what? He's definitely done his best for his career overall. So you know what? That you don't necessarily need the physical appearance.
You just need to break your back in a suit that's going to kill you.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Yes.
You don't need the physical appearance, but you still need the physical appearance.
Yes.
If that kind of makes sense.
Anyways, so back on I can't say
Kyushu, man.
Kyushu, man. There you go. He's an asshole, and I like him.
He's just an asshole. Like there's no better way to explain him. He is a glory hound, a lazy, rude, just prick. He's a prick. That's the best. Literally, in fact, like the best way to explain him is that so the whole setup, like I said, is that the villains win basically, and they take over the city and start wreaking havoc. And so, with the absence of heroes, the villains start running amok, and Kitaku Man decides to turn evil and joins the villains and starts running his own gang because it's easier for him. Mm-hmm. And immediately after being found out about this, he's like, "Oh no, I was undercover. Yeah, I definitely wasn't running this gang to commit crimes and accepting tributes. No siree, no." And so, immediately after getting exposed, he spends the entire episode running around trying to avoid having to actually fight the villains, and then ultimately resorts on calling his little brother to fight for him so he can run away and take photos. Literally, there's an entire episode of him avoiding having to be a superhero. It's great, which makes it all the more fun when, like, in the rare instances where he's actually the voice of reason in the serious one, because it's weird when he is, because you're so used to him just being, for starters, just being the de facto wrong one. He's anytime it's literally like Tanaka has a little sheet of paper that says always do the opposite of what Kitaku Man says. So the rare instances where he's actually right and is actually being serious makes it a very surprise. It's shocking almost when he's right,
basically the de facto secondary hero in this show, which is cool because I kind of like it. I like it because, especially towards the end, they have the whole thing where like, oh no, Tanaka's fucking dead, and of course, you know, Kitaku, fuck you, I can't say his name. Anyways, this guy,
Kitakuman.
Kitakuman. Is he Indian now? He's cumin.
It's like Kenny Cumin. You ever heard of
those?
those?
Cumin?
Catechumen?
Cumin for the curry?
Yeah, I got some cumin.
But like,
Kinniku
Man? Is he in the show? Kind of, actually.
Kinniku Man.
Well, I mean, we have El Brave, so I mean, it's
it's close.
But whatever. Katie Q.
Actually, if you fused El Brave and Kitaku Man, you'd have Kinniku Man.
So. Katie Q Man. I don't know, I just like him. I like his whole thing. I like his relationship with Giro, and I like it even towards the end where like they have the whole "you betrayed us, but you're dead, and I'm gonna cry now." I don't know. It's all. I'm gonna say the word, but it's not the word I mean. It's generic, but it works. It's by the numbers, but it works. It doesn't need to be anything more than that.
I guess that's a good way to put it. I kind of understand where you're going.
Yeah, because again, I'm not saying it in a bad way. Because this show knows it. Again, the show has a fucking budget of a ham sandwich and shoestring. It knows it can't do anything that spectacular, but for what it does, it does what it can with its limitations, and it understands those, and I like it. And again, that goes even further with the next guy, El Brave, who is obviously my de facto favorite. Because motherfucker, what the hell is this? What the fuck? He's just a fucking pro wrestler, and I'm just like, oh, we're doing this. Oh fuck yeah, that's awesome. I love El Brave. He's awesome.
I really do like El Brave. He's a very energetic, very fun character. I think he's probably the worst actor of the bunch though, because and like beyond like pro wrestling actor bad, like he is just kind of a little bit of a stinker with his acting.
Yeah.
But his character is really fun, and he's very much, he's like the meathead of the gang. He's kind of like, I would almost say he's kind of like the Thor of the group, if we're sticking with the Avengers analogy.
Well,
because he's kind of the muscle, and he's kind of a little bit more like a world smart, but he's not like an intelligent guy. He's kind of a bit of a dimwit, but he's very wise. He's a little
bit. He's like 3 feet too short to be Hemsworth, though.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
like if anything, heck, they even said it in the show. It's just like, oh yeah, no, he's the really loud one that can't stop yelling. So it's just like, if anything,
it's true.
Yeah.
He never stops yelling.
But I do like it, and I even like the fact that they don't ever shy away from the because it's always a thing where like a character will like seem like he has wrestling at his fighting style, and then they'll just bitch out of it. No, everything he does is wrestling. It's fucking great. They even have a fucking announcer out of nowhere for him. That's fucking awesome. Actually, speaking of that, Jay, I didn't look it up because I didn't give a shit. Was that the Kyoryuger voice screaming out his name?
No.
It sounded a lot like him, though.
They could not have afforded Shigeru Chiba and Yuji Kishi and Tomokazu Seki all in one show. There's no way they could have afforded.
You never know. Maybe they have like pictures of Chiba with a goat. So
listen, I would think he would rock that. I think he could probably be like, you know what, fuck it, yeah, do whatever, I don't care.
Who's gonna believe you?
I think he's got enough of a portfolio where he can get away with it.
I don't know, like it's the way that it sounded was like, oh wow, that sounds. Whoever did the impression that was fucking perfect. So who knows? Ugh. But yeah, I like El Brave. He's fun. He do the lariats. He do the drop kicks. He does the splashes. It's great.
He does the flippy shit.
He doesn't do the flippy shit. That's the best part.
Oh yeah,
that's great. He's great. 5 out of 5 at the Tokyo Dome, motherfucker. And that's pretty much all of our heroes.
Thanks, Meltzer.
10 out of 10, Dave Meltzer. But yeah, that's pretty much everybody that we had to talk about on the hero side. Let's talk about the villains real quick. Who do we start with? Let's start from like the most boring to like the ones that actually have something to them.
You know what? That's fair. So we'll start with the bottom of the barrel. So bottom of the barrel, I don't even remember his name. I think it was like L or the kind of spiky gray dude, whatever his name was.
Let's see. That was what, Nectaris, I think, or
yes, Nectaris. Yeah. I was like, it's something fruit sounding. He's got like a fruit related name, but I could never remember it. Nectaris, who has no fucking character and only shows up to job and does nothing of importance. He's boring. He's got a lame generic design, even in a show that's kind of already generic. And he's not even, his voice acting isn't even like distinct enough to make me remember him as a character.
He's definitely one of those that I honestly didn't even remember them fighting.
Yeah, same.
But next.
So next up, I would say next boring would be Shiramaru.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah. How is he not the bottom of the barrel?
He's not the bottom of the barrel because there's somebody even more pathetic and boring than him, which says a lot about him as a
But
character.
he's so like. I know I said earlier that I'm not using generic in a bad way. With him, it's a bad way. Like, oh my god, he's so boring.
He at least has an interesting design. His design doesn't really have any kind of coherence to it, but it's interesting. He's just kind of there as like the generic villain subordinate. He doesn't really have any interesting gimmick. Has shape-shifting powers that he kind of forgets about after the one episode where it was useful. And that's about it. He at least has a fun moment again, like we said earlier, with Fuko Caliber. But other than that, there's not a whole lot to say about him. He's just kind of there.
So next,
I would say the rabbit. The rabbit dude.
Let's see, that was Uzagi.
Funny.
so
Uzagi, yes.
There's only one thing that made me laugh with Uzagi. And that's the fact that they acknowledged the stuntman. That was fucking hilarious to me. Because at a certain point, he actually takes, like, the bunny and the stuntman are just two separate beings, and that's hilarious to me.
Yes. I think it was clever the way they played with the puppet and they shot around it, rather than trying to, like, green screen it or composite. It's literally just, there's just a fucking dude off screen and behind the wall with a puppet moving it around. And that shows that kind of level of, we only have so much money for the production that makes it feel very unique.
Yeah, and again, I like the fact that they didn't shy away from playing around with the stuntman himself. Because again, the stuntman himself is literally just a separate being that fights along with the rabbit. And I'm just like, that's cute. I like that idea. I'm surprised they have not done that before in like an actual tokusatsu, like a big production. I know, because everything has to be green screen now. But like, I'm surprised they've never tried.
I think more just because like it's so inherently comedic and goofy that you can't really
put
do
it in Dawn Brothers,
than, like a shitpost show like this.
Like Dawn Brothers.
Like, you know what show that would actually do this? It would be like that GA comedy Yoshihiko. Like, I would definitely see them
actually,
doing that.
You know what I think?
Like pulling that kind of gag.
I'm pretty sure Yoshihiko did this gag.
Oh yeah.
But I it's been so long, I can't remember. But it really does seem like a gag they would do on that show. Yeah.
But like I said, like I like it. I like the idea. It's cute. I kind of wish they did a little bit more with it, but whatever. There's not a lot you can do with it.
I don't know. Like, I appreciate the fact that the suit actually just like at some point just kept throwing like the actual like stuffed animal prop at like the suit actors.
Yeah.
Like, when fighting El Brave.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, screw it. It's a prop. I'm just gonna throw it.
Be careful,
Fight
we
for
only
yourself.
got one of those.
Next one would be I'm trying to remember it's Butler Maid, isn't it?
Yeah, Maid Shitsuji.
Maid Butler.
Maid Shitsuji or Maid Butler, yeah.
Maid Butler.
I like the design. The design's very chaotic.
It's weird.
It fits
I like
the
it.
name of being like a bunch of things combined together. She.
Jay, it's Pride Month.
It's
Zir.
Yeah. Okay, Ezra Miller. Calm down.
Hey, wait a
Topical
minute.
jokes.
Wait a minute. I haven't kidnapped a woman yet. So.
That we know of.
That's more Phil's territory.
Step up your game, AJ. Come on.
I know.
How old are you?
I
You're the same age as me, right?
I know.
You should have at least had one.
I know. Like I said, I'm trying to catch up to Phil's numbers at this point, but it's a hard game to touch. Anyways, as we're going on about Maid Butler.
You really think I'm a sicko, don't you?
Think.
Aren't we all at the end of the day? We just choose to show it.
Chad, it's okay. You don't have to try and make him feel
true.
better. Anyways, Maid Butler, the most effeminate man in the world, which was interesting.
You know, I was trying to think of somebody to compare that to, but there's too many options.
I know. Like, what is this fucking trope, and why does it keep popping up?
It's called. I believe they call that Ikemen.
Ikemen.
Yes.
Ikemen.
I don't remember how to pronounce it.
Actually, you know what? That would have been
Shonen.
it would have been funny. It would
Shonen.
have been funny if I was gonna say it would have been funny if they just literally called the character Ikemen, but whatever, or Ikeman.
I think that joke's been done.
Oh, really?
I get that joke
Yes.
a little too often just for my own good, for personal reasons.
Anyways,
Weird.
So Maid Butler.
In terms of the character, they're that kind of very stock secretary villain, where they're the personal assistant to the real big bad, who does majority of the actual work for them. And they're a fine character. They're really entertaining, and I've seen them at stage shows and clips of them before, where their character has been pretty consistent. I like them, but they don't really do a whole lot on their own. They're mostly just there as kind of a... Well, everybody's kind of their own straight man to themselves, but mostly just there to kind of act as the wrangler for our real big bad Yabai Kamen. For the most part, at least.
And he's a goat.
Yes.
That's
Indeed.
it.
Which is apparently something that he doesn't like. But that doesn't stop Kirikou Man, because Kirikou Man is a racist.
No, he's
He's just a giant asshole.
You know what? I'm not even
true.
gonna fucking say it. Yes, he is a racist. I'll say that. Let's keep it there. Because racist is at least is not gonna get us canceled this month. This month. So yes, Maid Butler's fine. I guess fine. Oh no, we have to talk. Did we talk about Idol as a villain, or is she a separate thing?
I was gonna say Taki Man next, because Taki Man at least has a very entertaining personality and gimmick of that he's the show's narrator and cameraman, basically. He's just there to give feedback and talk about what's going on. There's literally an excuse for the show to have a narrator.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do it. He does, because of that, he just kind of sits on the sidelines for the most part. But I think he's the most entertaining of the villains besides Yabai Kamen.
I think they gave him a lot more to do because he is the narrator.
That's true. He has a little bit more to do earlier in the show, but once we get into the second half, he just kind of fades to the background.
Yeah. Though I will say I did like the joke that apparently he's the guy who writes all the jokes at the beginning of the episode. It's kind of getting
clever.
hard to do this, huh?
Oh yeah.
Every
I
week.
ran out of material.
Every week.
2 every week? Jesus. How do people do it?
I love that little... Honestly, before we get to Idol, I like that little idea where every week they put like a little flub at the beginning, where usually it's all the sponsors. No, it's just Talking Man just fucking around. Oh man, the plot's finally starting. Wait, what? It's episode 9!
We have how many episodes left? Oh god.
Hey, thanks for watching episode 2. I hope you guys don't think it sucks. I fucking love it. I love that little joke. And, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to carry over to season 2. But I would love to hope it does. But now we got to talk about Idol, I guess. Or do you want to go with Yabai? Again, it depends.
No, you know what? I was going to save Yabai Kamen for last because he's the most entertaining villain.
So Idol, a.k.a. Trigger's wet dream.
Literally, Trigger designs a waifu, the character.
Dude, holy shit, if it is not just... It reeks of Trigger. It reeks of Trigger.
Like, you don't even need to, know... Like, they didn't even need to really tell you that they was made by Studio Trigger. You can just kind of look at it and be like, yep, that's
I was
Trigger,
just like,
all right.
That looks familiar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked what they did with Idol. It was it was surprisingly serious and straight-laced for this show, which was otherwise just kind of like goofy shit posting.
Yeah.
They started setting it up early on too, even because you have the second episode when she first shows up, and they set up like there's kind of a thing where she's reacting to Tanaka, and there's kind of like she's really kind of like pissed off, and she's kind of moody about something or other, and finds anytime that they bring him up starts getting really kind of pissy about it. And, I like that, and she has a very interesting relationship with the other villains, where honestly, if anything, she's kind of the real power involved, because she's the one that they send in to fix all the fuck-ups while everybody else sits around and dicks around and does office work, basically. And then they start doing like a thing where they start setting up her having a face turn, and there's this whole amnesia arc, and they set up like a backstory, and they never really fully explain it. I don't know if this was just the subs being lazy or not. There's like a thing about her and Tanaka and what was it, Miyu, the girlfriend, and like their childhood toys or something
Miyu?
like that, and she, whatever the fuck the girl's name
Miyuki.
was. I don't. Miyuki, yeah. Again, that tells you how fucking memorable she was.
From what I understood, is literally the way you're explaining it. It was they're his toys, and the reason she became evil. You know what? You know how I can explain it, Jay? It's Aqua from Kingdom Hearts 3. Fucking Tanaka left her in the fucking world of darkness for like 50 years, and she got mad about it. And then she became not mad about it when she got kicked yeah, she got Norded, and then Tanaka kicked her hard enough, and she was like, you know what? Fair enough. I'm good now.
You know what? Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Wow. Thanks, Nomura, for writing this part of the show. You fucking hack.
I can't believe this show is part of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
That
no!
Madman did it again.
Oh, my God.
no.
Jay, don't give him any fucking ideas.
Everything is Kingdom Hearts
Listen.
at this point, guys. That's the thing.
Listen, if Tetsuya Nomura made a fucking local hero show canon to Kingdom Hearts, I would just I'd kill myself. I don't think
I would give up.
I think Kingdom Hearts would be done. Like, fiction would be done at that point. You can't win. You've lost forever if that happens.
I would be done. I would just walk outside and just be like, you know what? I'm it. That's it. I'm out of here, bud.
Yeah, I'd
Fuck this.
just go play in traffic. I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing with.
Taking a long
can't
walk
win.
up a short cliff. Fucking hell.
Pretty much.
But you know what? He
Anyways,
would,
he would.
That's the scary
if
part.
given the opportunity.
That's the scary
you know
part. He fucking would. So, besides...
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
And I did like where they were going, where they didn't immediately have her stay good. Like, they had her turn evil again once she got her memories back. And honestly, it kind of caught me off guard when they killed her. Like, I wasn't expecting anybody to actually die in this show, but no. Yabai Kamen straight up fucking backstabs her at the end of the show, and I was kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised that they didn't stick to it and have her stay good or become good for reals.
I was gonna say, like, that shocked me too, because, you know, in a show like this, killing off people, that's not something you do. Oh, she did. She's dead. Oh,
Just,
shit.
like, in general, the show getting actually serious right there at the end was just surprising in general. Because you had that too, where the other heroes all kind of have a crisis of faith, and they all kind of go their separate ways, and you've got them reacting to the secret society on their own and having like a fight with Tanaka and forgetting about their own problems again. And it's weird how just like serious the show becomes.
And you know what?
For a little while.
You know
at
what?
least.
It kind of works. It kind of works.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't.
really
It doesn't
does work.
feel. You know why? Because it doesn't feel like it's taking itself over. Like it doesn't feel like we're going from like arc 1 of One Piece to fucking Berserk. You know, like that's how much I'm going with there. It feels like going from arc 1 of One Piece to like Alabasta. It's taking itself seriously enough to where you're not going, what is this now? But it's also light enough to keep you remembering, yeah, this is still the same show, guys. Don't worry. And I like that. I like that it keeps that tone, and it doesn't overtly just go full on into like serious town, because it works. And again, with how by the numbers this plot is, I think it does just fine. It does just fine.
Yes.
But now we got to talk about.
So
we got to talk about fucking Yabai Kamen, aka holy shit, that suit costs more than the show.
80% of the reason why anybody outside of Fukuoka even bothered to watch this show, Yabai Kamen, the really only local villain in essentially. Like, local heroes have had their own kind of, like, villains, but Yabai Kamen was, like, the first real, like, local villain for hire, basically. He will just show up to be a villain. He is not associated with anybody. He is a villain for hire, basically. In, like, a literal sense. If you need your hero to fight somebody, he's there. You've got your supervillain.
And he's fucking great. He's great.
He is a fucking riot every time he's on screen.
And you know what, Jay? I was going to say, you know what? He kind of, not one-to-one, but he kind of has a little bit of Frieza in him. Like, the way the voice actor plays him, that sliminess to it, I kind of like that. I like it.
Well, it fits because, much like Frieza, he's a crooked businessman.
I like it, though. It fits.
Honestly, like, I kind of got the vibe of, like an 80s Saturday morning cartoon villain, like a Skeletor or a Cobra Commander.
I can totally see it.
Like, he's a total joke and kind of a chump that all of his minions hate. But, like, when shit goes down and the cards are on the table, he's actually a legitimate threat, and you can understand why he's, like, actually a supervillain. I loved it. Because you'll go from him, like, getting the shit kicked out of him by his minions, or getting made fun of, or just, like, complaining about how they have no money and how he's got to be, like, actually a boss. Because he's like, oh, yeah, I'm the CEO of a company. I have to do work, don't I? And then we'll smash cut to him going on a villainous rant about, like, how colors don't matter and, you know, the color of darkness and blah, blah, blah. And,
and just fucking straight up killing somebody.
Yeah. And it's a great balance of comedic and serious. And it works. It stays true to his character pretty well. Because Yabai Kamen was very, very popular. He's mostly popular for being on Twitter, like, 24/7. And they actually make a fun joke about that in the show, where they have him complaining to Q Man for being a shitposting fuck on Twitter. To quote the show exactly, "Can you stop shitposting in the replies of all my tweets?" Which is true.
Did you take a
which is
screenshot
true
of that?
because that's actually something that happens.
Did you screenshot that, Jay?
Yes,
Good.
I did. Let me repost
Good.
that. Hold on.
Because that's gotta be that's gotta be like a meme, dude. It's fucking great. But again, Yabai Kamen in himself, he's like Jay said, he's a perfect balance between he is somebody nobody respects to somebody everybody respects. And it's great. Especially for that final point of the show, that final little 2-3 episodes where he actually does become a legitimately threatening villain. And you actually think, oh shit, somebody's not coming out of this alive. And, well, we were right. But I like him. And, of course, it doesn't help that he has one of the most interesting suits in this entire show.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, that's the thing about the kind of crossover nature of the show, is that the suit quality is very inconsistent. Like, you'll go from Yabai Kamen and Idol and Ogaman, who all have really clean, immaculate, well-made suits, and there's a lot of detail packed in, and there's a lot of care and attention. Yabai Kamen especially, because he's got the LED eyes that change and light up, and it's nice and bright. And then you go to like Q Man or Yamashiron, and they're like they're a little on the junkier side, and they're a little cheaper and not nearly as well put together. Mm-hmm. I think they kind of realize that because Yamashiron gets a power up and he looks a little better, but they're still kind of on the like, not necessarily cheap, but they're still like, yeah, they're not TV quality.
These are homemade suits.
Yeah, and then you get like Fuko Caliber and like some of the villains, and they just, no offense, but they just look like shit. They do not look very good at all.
I was gonna say El Blaze is a pretty good middle ground between that.
El Brave is, I would rank between Ogaman and Q Man, honestly, in terms of
yeah, because he's not like
that,
shit, but he's not like, you're not getting on Sentai anytime soon.
He looks like he would be like a stage show quality suit from Toei, but like he's like a stage show original guy, like he's cobbled together from like real suit parts, but like he's not He's not going to be in anything beyond this one.
He's
show,
he's Dubuki from the 15 Oni.
basically. He's Kamen Rider Alpha.
Oh. No, he's Kamen Rider
or-
Gamma, bro. Or no, he's oh, what the fuck was that chick's name? Kamen Rider Ladybug from fucking the Kabuto stage show. Anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Does anybody even know what I'm talking about?
At least one person.
Or Dark Wizard, the purple one. Oh no.
Yeah.
No. Oh, there was this one. I'm trying to remember the fucking name. It was like it was from Fies as well, and I remember laughing because it was so fucking pathetic. It's like it literally looks like it's made out of tinfoil. I'm trying to remember what the fucking. It's like Dark Rider.
Know which one you're talking. Yeah, I think it was just like Dark Rider.
Oh my God.
I don't think it even had a name. But yeah,
here we are talking about stage show writers. What the fuck?
Yeah, so, and again, I really like that where in the last 2 episodes where Yabai Kamen suddenly nuts the fuck up and becomes an actual legitimate threat, and this coincides with him suddenly being voiced by Tomokazu Seki, because of course he is. And it's a very surprising turn of events too, because that like the show goes full serious Tokuhiro show at that point too. It's like all pretense of this being a joke are thrown out the window. We're here in the quarry. It's time to fight. And I liked that. I really liked that change there, and it felt earned after the 10 or so episodes of just kind of goofing around.
Yeah, honestly, again, it just works with. I don't know. I just like the way the show naturally forms into that, and it works. It just works.
Yeah.
Who else do we gotta talk about? That's about it, isn't it?
That's everybody.
But Oga Man, he comes in, he's like,
We did kind of already talk about Oga Man.
but he's there for like a second.
Yeah.
It's just there to remind you to just take your meds and go to sleep.
Take your pills, kids.
Take your meds,
Because
Schizos.
he literally
Basically.
is the mascot of a real pharmaceutical
Oh shit! Now
organization.
I need to take a picture of Oga Man. Do take your meds, skits.
I actually did look it up. Oga Pharmaceuticals is a real thing in Japan.
Jay mentioned
Yeah.
that at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
all of the companies that they work for are real companies. All of the that's another thing that I didn't point out when we were talking about the suits. All of the heroes and even Yabai Kamen have fucking sponsorship logos painted on them, which is great. I love that detail there. It was like, yeah, it feels like something that it's like Booster Gold. It's like, yes, obviously a real superhero in it for money and in it for just being a superhero would have fucking sponsorships painted on them.
That kind of more or less reminds me of Captain Amazing from Mystery Men.
That actually reminds me of
It's
Tiger
a-
and Bunny, actually, from Tiger.
I was about to make the Tiger and Bunny comparison. Yeah, it's very much that here are these fictional heroes, but they have real ass companies advertising on them. Yeah. Funnily enough, Yabai Kamen has a sponsorship sticker from Oga Pharmaceuticals, which is it feels like a bit of a conflict of interests there, Oga.
You know what? It's
That
like, I don't know. It's like one of those I forget which season, but it's like, oh yeah, no, it's the freaking Metsubo Jinrai V Cinema. Like basically, oh yeah, you know what? Like, how are we gonna boost our business? By starting wars, and then we're gonna be the ones that are gonna solve these wars or problems and whatnot. So it's like,
wait, what the fuck? I didn't see that.
it's like
movie.
the
Is that really what
it's
happens?
the
Did they
Metsubo
go
Jinrais. Yeah,
They
it's
went
the
full
Metsubo
on the
Jinrais.
This is fucking
Patriots.
Metal Gear
Yeah, they went like the
Solid?
Patriots, dude.
Yeah, basically it's
Gear.
like
Oh my God.
Zaya's like, oh yeah, basically, like, what's the best way for like a business to start or like to thrive? Through war. And you know what? Just like, we're gonna start the war and then we're also gonna finish the war.
We're making the mother of all omelets, Jack.
That's literally Metal Gear Solid.
It sounds like it pretty much is.
That's hilarious, Chad.
Oh my!
Now we
God.
have to watch that.
Yeah, we gotta watch that. I gotta watch.
We have to
that
do a
now.
commentary on that shit because that sounds fucking stupid.
I can't believe Zaya was run by the Lalulilelo. Like,
Shut the fuck up, dude.
You know, besides that, like, Zaya was apparently run by like a Japanese French Canadian man. who just randomly threw in English that's actually fluent but made no sense.
You know what? Yeah, that sounds
like
right.
Kojima, all right.
That sounds like a Kojima. Was his name Hot Cold Man? Because that sounds like
No. He didn't want to make it that. He didn't want to make it that obvious, so he just named him Ward Tepid Man.
What's next? Psycho Man?
Die Hard Man?
No, Phil, you're getting this all wrong. It's not Psycho Mantis. It's Insane Grasshopper. We're getting it there. We're getting there.
We have an insane grasshopper. His name is Shadow Moon.
Kaiju Lives Matter.
Yes.
They're selling that T-shirt, and I'm gonna fucking buy it. Oh my god, that shirt!
Wait till this year, guys.
I'll take one.
No, just watch. They have those on sale at Anime Expo.
I kind of.
Oh my god, especially in LA.
bug Team Rider.
Especially in LA. Holy fuck!
Listen, I think we should. I think she would tone it down because my hotel is uncomfortably close to Skid Row. Okay, like it's like right on the edge where I'm safe enough to be like, yeah, I'm not regretting this
Oh, so
decision.
you're
but
they're staying at the Hotel Cecil?
no, I have money, Phil. I'm not staying at like a shit hotel. I'm staying at a real hotel.
But you know what the Hotel Cecil is, don't you?
Yeah, I get the bit there, Phil. But
Look it up.
He just said he got it.
No, trust me.
We
There's
know.
a lot I'm leaving out.
Anyways,
Anyways.
so
All right.
Phil, you're not even going. Why do you care?
anyways, so back to. I almost said hentai Kamen.
Back to DOGENGERS.
Imagine we were watching
Kamen.
hentai Kamen again.
We still have the sequel to do. We still
Dude,
have
if
the
hentai
sequel.
Kamen was in the second season, I would be like, "Fuck that! We're just watching the second season."
No, but that's not the weirdest person who shows up in the second
my
season from what I
God.
hear. So
Is that other local hero we did last 2 years ago? Is he in
I don't
it?
think so.
Yatsurugi.
That would be surprising.
No,
Well, no,
why-
because it's Fukuoka.
Why did
isn't
we
it?
get Yatsurugi?
Well,
because he's nowhere near Fukuoka.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make any sense.
Anyways, so let's talk about the ending of the show because the ending of the show is adorable. Because it's literally, look, guys, we did what Toei does and save all their money for the finale. Except we actually did that, and they
instead
went
of
all out
blowing
with
on
it.
CGI, instead of blowing the budget on CGI, we blew it on God damn it, what's his last name? Yuji
Yuji.
Also,
Yuji
by the
Kishi.
way, that's something that we should mention right now. All of the special effects, besides the most obvious things, they're all practical. All of it's practical.
Oh, yeah.
There's no
Oh, yeah.
CG in the
Nice.
like. Besides some of the transformation and stuff, there's no CG in this show at all. It's all practical
No,
stuff.
not
It's
at
all
all.
practical suits. All the explosions are real. Thank you, Biopink. It's all practical.
We've got actual we've got the real guys, like the real big name suit actor guys doing this. I don't think it was Japan Action Enterprises, but it's they use like pretty big name suit actors and suit corporations. Because I know Rookie Suit Actor was the guy who played Denab, which is half the reason why Yuichi Nakamura is in the show.
Ha!
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, they saved all the budget for fight scenes for the finale where everybody actually fights, and it's like a real superhero show. Even Kitakyu Man fights, and everybody makes fun of him. It's just like, listen, just because I don't like fighting doesn't mean I won't fight, okay? When it's important, I'll fight. It's just not important. It's good, and it's all really decent action. Even throughout most of the show, the cinematography's not the greatest. I mean, they definitely cut corners at a lot of points, and you can definitely tell where they whiffed a punch and weren't actually trying to connect.
Yeah.
They try to avoid as much of that showing through in the finished results in the finale at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
It's not perfect, but it's pretty close.
Honestly, for what it is, it actually isn't so bad. Like, okay, this is because I'm an asshole, and we know that we do this a lot. We watch these shows a lot. Like, I myself noticed a lot of little explosion pops. Like, I noticed where the pyro is. I saw it literally on the screen a couple of times. I noticed a couple of boom mics, but really, anybody watching this just casually who's not us, basically, you're not going to notice it. It's very hard to notice. And even some of the whiff punches,
look, let's be fair. Even Toei, you can still see the spark pouches.
Don't remind them about
Drive. Flares and everything else. And you can see the fucking tape holding together the sword, and the guy on the holding the fucking trampoline.
That's what I'm saying. Does anybody remember the second half of Drive? Oh, big boy, Jesus Christ!
Remember, I remember literally there was an episode of Ghost, which says a lot about Ghost, where you could not only see the trampoline he was leaping off of, but you could see the guy holding the trampoline. And
So
I think you
yeah,
could
like,
also see a boom mic guy in the same shot.
So yeah, like in terms of between shit, no money production and Toei, this was basically close to Toei with how well they hid some of that shit, and they did it well. Like, I think, again, I didn't look at the staff because I don't think the staff is readily available besides the cast, but for the most part, I think they might have had at least one or two veterans of the tokusatsu genre playing in here, because it looked well. Like, even
they definitely
even
did.
The shots that they like, even the cinematography, you know, the camera movement, the way that it would zoom on characters. I'll say this right now: whoever was running the camera knew what the fuck he was doing way more than Hojin Yatsurugi knew what he was doing. There was at least more camera angles used besides, guys, we can't move or the camera will fall over.
They do know about a dolly, right? Dollies do move the camera.
But dollies cost
This is
money.
true.
You can get it. You can do anything as long as it has wheels on it. You can put it on a. You can put on a friggin' dolly. Not even a regular dolly for cameras. You can literally put it on a pull cart dolly and do it.
Wow, look at Phil having
You can put
money.
it on a flatbed.
Oh, look at Phil tossing money
You can
around.
put it on a. Dude, you can literally
Here
go
comes
to
Rich Uncle
Costco
Mike.
I know,
and get
Daddy
a
Warbucks
friggin'
over here.
flatbed and do it.
What's next, Richie Rich? You're gonna get us a new lens for the camera? Jesus. And
Actually, I prefer Cornelius Vanderbilt. Thank you very much.
you're a bitch. Anyways,
And you're an asshole.
so again, for the most part, the way the show plays out with its cinematography and its fight scenes, I think it's okay. I think for the most part, it's fine. I'll always say it could be better, but in reality, for what it did and for what it is, you can't do much worse than this, honestly. Like, again, we don't have many local hero shows to base this off of, but compared to you know what?
Hojin
You know what,
Yatsurugi.
Jay? I'll say this: it's better shot than Armor Heroes.
Well,
But you know
most
what?
things
But you
are
know
better
what?
shot than
They
Armor
didn't go
Heroes.
to space.
That's
That
true.
is the
We
Yeah.
didn't take this fight to space.
Yeah.
That's for season
At
2.
least it's better than Evolver. We can
Oh
say
my
that.
god,
better
yes,
than
it's definitely
Evolver.
better than Evolver.
Actually, anything is better
I
than
remember this
Most
show.
things.
But I think that's
I barely remember.
but I think that's pretty much everything that we have to say about this show, isn't it, boys? Yeah.
Evolver. Yeah.
So, well, I was going to ask you guys. Well, before we get into our final thoughts, let me just say this now. I'm going to have to ask these guys real quick before this, but this is basically the last episode we're doing before we go to the convention. So there's not going to be one next week. There's more than likely not going to be one. There's not going to be one the week of the convention, obviously.
Naturally.
Well, we're going to be recording one, but we're not going to be releasing it because, well, of course not. But there's not going to be a podcast for at least 2 weeks. Well, 3 weeks, technically.
Standard episode.
Yeah, standard episode stuff. But I was going to ask you guys, excuse me, y'all want me to spin the wheel, see what we come back to in like 3 weeks?
Sure.
Well, I mean, what's the alternative? When else would you spin the wheel and put it up?
Well,
So,
fine,
'cause I'm sure-
Jay.
Or-
I'll
or
do
you know,
that
you can
I
now.
was,
You can always do the recording while we're in LA and then have us live react to what the wheel says.
I mean,
could.
that's what I was thinking. Is that like, do you even have access to the wheel on your
I do
phone?
not,
Would you be able to
actually.
get the whole list? Yeah.
So yeah, let's just do
Because
that.
I was gonna say we do that, but I was like, well, if he's not gonna have his computer, he's not gonna have the list.
Yeah, I'm not going to bring my
probably,
entire
so-
PC rig to LA, thank you.
Casual.
Jay, I'm sorry, but I don't feel like getting robbed.
No, please, LA isn't.
That's a skill
LA
issue.
isn't that bad.
He
Well,
says
then-
as he hears his car get broken into.
Oh no, I'm actually the one that breaks into the cars. Excuse me. Hey, come on.
I'll have you know.
I'll
I
have
break
you
into
know that I'm the one that's doing the robbing. Thank you.
Chad puts a lot of craft.
I am the one who breaks.
Skill into his craft.
He learned it from me.
No, he learned.
I learned it from watching you, Dad.
No, he learned how to kidnap from you, Phil.
Hey.
Well,
the Italians are known for more than just kidnapping.
Okay, question. When the hell did I become Giro? When the hell did I learn from all of you?
That's a good question.
That is.
Oh, by the way,
Well,
because it gave me extreme PTSD when I saw him. Yeah, by the way, Kyosuke's in this show. Fuck you. It hasn't been long
Yuichi
enough.
Nakamura gets
It hasn't been long enough for
cameo.
me to call you ZERONOS again, you piece of shit. Fuck you.
You know what? No, here's the thing. Like, the thing that really bothered me in that scene is just, like, it's not the fact that Yuichi Nakamura's there, but he's there shilling his own brand.
It's true. I mean, you know what? Might
What
as
a
well.
dick.
Honestly, at first I could.
Well, you know what? Who wasn't shilling a
To be
brand
fair,
in this show?
I didn't even
It's
notice
just
it
par for
was
the
him at
course.
first because of the fucking hair. I was like, "Who the fuck is this old lad?" I was like, "Oh my god!"
I had to I was like, I remember hearing that he was in the show, and I was like, I saw him. I was like, that doesn't seem right, and I keep forgetting that there's a much more famous voice actor with the exact same name and spelling. So every time I looked it up, I got a picture of a completely different guy, and I'm like, well, this doesn't look right. What are you talking about? So I think we all just had a case of the stupids. But
It's because
everyone
I
else
saw him and I legit had to think about it for a second. Like, who is this guy? Like, he looks so
that's
familiar.
true. You usually don't see him with the natural, ordinary hairstyle. He's usually
He
got
just
it
looked like
styled
some old
and dyed.
salary man. I was like, who the fuck are you? But before I spin the wheel, obviously. So, final thoughts. Start with Chad.
Yeah, you know, overall, this was just a nice, short little run-through / watch. I heard it kind of goes downhill in season 2, but we're not talking about that. But I mean, overall, just like for what it was just like a fun little watch. Enjoyable characters. Just obviously, this is like I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, like when people think of tokusatsu, like this is basically like, oh yeah, no, this is just definitely like a tokusatsu at its barest of bones. Like teaching kids good lessons, take your medicine, work hard, be sure to wrestle down your enemies when they're throwing stuffed animals at you. What? Or you know, just all those sorts of normal things that you find in like, I don't know, I guess like on TV. I guess it's like leaving good lessons and like trying to be like the heroes and whatnot. So it's like, I don't know, I really enjoyed it, and for what it's worth, I just felt like it was a lot more interesting, mainly because all of these heroes are actually real, and the fact that they promote them this way is just, I don't know, it made it enjoyable for me. But overall, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, I enjoyed it.
Jay.
Yeah, I would say I definitely enjoyed this. It's a fun little, very junk foody, where it's very short, very easy to just kind of plow through. Not a whole lot of brain power required with it. It is kind of on the generic side, but since the show's not really taking itself that seriously, and it's kind of poking fun at itself, it's fine that it's generic. And again, not necessarily generic. It's fine that it's kind of stock a lot of the times with what it does. But I enjoyed the aspects of it. I enjoyed the cast. I enjoyed the premise. It utilizes everybody pretty well. It does a surprisingly good amounts with the cast and with the setting. And it doesn't, like I've seen a lot of other local hero shows, it doesn't really rely too heavily on shilling a specific product or company or location, mostly owed to the ensemble cast. Excuse me. The only real major thing I would say that is a detriment to the show is that, again, because all of these are characters who have already been established and have already existed, there is a little bit of a, if you just jump in knowing nothing about it, you're going to be a little bit lost with just who all the characters are and their stories and everything and how they relate. But it's thankfully pretty bare bones in that regard, where you don't need to know anything about the characters, where you'll be fine for the most part, but there are definitely moments where you can tell, like, okay, there's definitely something I'm missing here with a character or two. But overall, for a local hero show, it is a very high quality production, and it's very, very fun.
Bill?
I thought it was
Bill. Who the hell is Bill?
I said Phil.
No, you said Bill.
Well, I'm saying Phil now.
I thought it was alright. I mean, to me, it takes a little bit to get into. Like, I think by, like, episode 3, it really starts getting its pacing good, at least to me. If you want to watch something that for, like, 2 days that's not, like, it doesn't really overly tax you in thinking, but you want something enjoyable, this is it. This is the type of show. It knows that it's being a stupid show, but it doesn't, like, take itself seriously. It kind of actually relishes in that fact. And it's fun. It's got a cute charm to it, and I liked it. I liked it.
Well, Phil's a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. It's weird, because, like, this show isn't... Look, guys, the show isn't, like, this amazing, fantastic thing that you have to go see right now. But it takes less than a fucking day to watch. Like, each episode, if you skip the openings and endings and the recaps, it's literally 15 minutes a fucking episode. 15 minutes. Do you have 15 minutes? It's right there. And in reality, it'll take you probably, if you want to binge the entire thing, probably less than half the entire day to watch it. It's really, really easy to watch. I think Jay and I... We mentioned it kind of like potato chips. Like, once you eat one, it's just like, maybe another. Maybe another. And it just goes like that. And I like it. For what it is, it's high standard. It's high quality. Way higher quality than you would expect from a show like this. Everybody plays their part well. Everybody does what they're supposed to. The camera guys, the practical effects, the suits, everybody. And, you know, we make fun of the acting. But even the acting isn't what I would say, like, terrible. It's not awful. It does what it needs to. And I think for what it is, you're going to have fun. You're going to have fun regardless. And like Jay said, yeah, there is that thing where if you don't know who these people are, even though they already have established characters, you might kind of think to yourself, I feel like I'm missing something. Trust me, I did too. But I think either way, you're fine. You're gonna be fine. So, yeah, I'd recommend it. I'd say go for it. You know, it is too easy of a watch to say I don't recommend it, honestly. And also, it's just interesting to watch local heroes fuck around for a bit. It's like a big little party, you know? It's a party. No one's taking it seriously. Everybody's fucking around. So, there you go. With that being said, though, it's time for the wheel, boys. I do wonder what the wheel will bring us. Do you? Do you?
I do.
Couldn't we just do a movie?
No.
We could.
Well, it depends on what the wheel wants us to do. It could give us, I don't know, Super Mega Force, for all we know.
I'm going to put $10 on 5, 13, and
This is not a
26.
roulette wheel, Jay.
I'm talking about Keno numbers, you know, because I'm from Massachusetts, and that's all we know. I actually played Keno for the first time in my life the other day, and I lost. I am so glad that I only spent $10 because I am terrible at gambling.
Dude, you gotta play like blackjack and stuff. That's a man's game.
I am good enough at blackjack to know that I could win a tiny amount of money, and not good enough to know when I can fucking quit.
But do you, though?
At least you know your limits.
Well, I hope we don't get a chance to find out. Because, I don't want to be broke. It's not fun.
Okay, well, I'm spinning the wheel now.
What are you, the Wicked Witch of the West?
Yes, my pretty.
No.
Anyways.
No.
get you, my pretties, and you have a dog, too!
Rip my ears.
I know, right?
Oh god.
I'm spinning this wheel. You better hope it's something good. By the way, if because we're putting this out the week before we leave, if you're gonna be at Anime Expo 2022, come say hi to us. Tell Chad he's cool.
You know,
Try to outdrink Jay.
You'll die.
Spoiler alert, you'll lose.
to be honest, this
Wonder
wouldn't be
where
the
the
first time someone's asked to take a selfie with me. It was kind of weird. I was grocery shopping at the time.
Wonder where Phil is. I'll tell you now. Wait, what were you saying, Chad?
Yeah, someone actually asked to take a selfie with me after, while I was grocery shopping once. It's kind of weird. Like, I kid you not.
You're
It's
Asian.
actually on Instagram. It's kind of weird.
It's because you look.
Did they know who you were?
Yes.
But also,
Oh. I mean, that's not as bad as I was expecting. I thought it was just some random.
I know, right? Or maybe it's just like, oh my god, it's BTS.
Oh my god, you're the Asian dude from Walking Dead whose name I don't
You're
remember.
Glenn.
Steve Yoon.
I'm not
That would
Glenn.
be so-
What was it? Glenn, I think, was it? I didn't watch Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's
Glenn.
Glenn.
I
think that was the
Glenn.
character's name.
Glenn.
It's Glenn.
Glennerdale.
Also, wonder where Phil
Up
is.
his ass.
I'll tell you, he's not here because of work obligations.
Well, he had a
Because
chance to
Phil
be here.
didn't listen to us when we told him how to get off of work, and now he's stuck working instead of having fun.
And he's gonna cry about it. Anyways, I'm spinning.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
Good.
Phil, how many fucking times
Let's
have
not
we
get
been
into
say-
this. We've gotten into this too many times. Let's not get into
Aren't we
it.
spinning the wheel?
Yes, but I'm just waiting for the spiel to end because Phil's dumb.
What were you saying, Jay?
I keep
And
forgetting
I'm
to
not
take
dumb.
things off of the wheel. Because we ran.
Yes, you
because
do.
we actually landed on Hibiki again. Hold
Are
on.
we gonna land on
Spinning
fucking
again.
Ghost again for the 5th week in a row? If we do, I'm going to stab you.
We haven't landed on
But-
Ghost that
but-
many times.
But Jay, what were you saying?
You a bitch.
I don't even remember.
Hold on.
I need to go to bed.
You were saying we've discussed this.
Whatever. Who cares?
You were saying that.
Anyways, I am spinning the wheel now. I have to spin the wheel.
How have you not already spun the wheel?
I'm
Because
actually.
he was waiting for you
I'm
and I
actually.
to stop
Well,
our argument.
see, what I usually do is, as long as we're still talking, I just keep spinning it. Oh, they've learned their lesson.
Ah,
So
now we know.
let's see here. We got. What the fuck is this?
Sounds good.
Hold
Oh,
on. I
always
actually
a
look.
great sign.
I gotta look
Oh,
up what
no.
this is. Oh no. Oh no,
What-
no.
What did
no.
you do?
Oh, yeah, baby, let's go.
Oh no.
Okay,
No,
what did we
no,
get
no.
ourselves into?
What did you do?
Okay.
What did
Hold
you do,
on,
you
hold
son
on,
of a bitch?
hold
what
on.
did you do?
I have to check if this is actually subbed first, because if it's not,
AJ,
we
why
just-
do you put things on the wheel before checking if it's subbed? Why do you keep doing this?
Why do you hate us?
I have to check if it's subbed first, and if it is, then we do it. But if it's not subbed. Thank you fucking Christ.
What was it?
Damn it.
It was here. Check it out.
What
Oh.
the hell?
It's one of those Chinese things.
What
Oh.
the hell is this?
Well, that explains why I can't understand what the hell that
Yep,
says.
most definitely. I can't either.
You know, it's funny. I've asked this question because we had at work. We had these items that did have kanji on them, but I didn't recognize any of it. Somebody said it was Chinese. I'm like, I don't think this is Chinese. They thought it was Korean. I said, no, I know, I understand Korean. I see Korean symbols. That is not Korean.
Oh my god, where? Did we ask? Damn it. I was waiting
Damn.
for Phil to respond, but he wised up this time.
Oh, actually, that is something I do wonder. What is the difference between Chinese and Japanese characters when it comes to the language?
I will explain that on another time when we're not recording.
I was gonna say, like, are we gonna get into this? Is this gonna be Chad's kanji hour?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing a Japanese lesson. I'm not doing a Japanese writing lesson.
He's gonna be
I'll explain on
This
another
hour,
day.
yeah, no thanks.
He's gonna be shit. Who is that Japanese guy that I keep seeing pop up on my YouTube feed talking about the Japanese people? I can't remember his name.
What, the Japanese man Yuta?
Yeah, no, not Yuta. It's another guy.
Yukio Mishima?
It's he
Yuta.
he talks about like he usually does YouTube shorts. I'm trying to remember what the
That's
fuck his name was.
Sora, I think, right?
I think
Power from Japan? I mean, Power from Tokyo?
I don't fucking
Because
know,
just like he
man.
does skits and it's just like they're usually it's like oh yeah, it's like I'm a Japanese anime character. And it's like, oh, but in real life it's like, oh, no.
No.
Why would you think that?
He talks more about like he does like sword stuff, but like he talks about Japanese history. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. I just can't remember his fucking name.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've run
probably.
into him
I watched-
somehow.
Probably.
I watch a guy who basically talks about, who sometimes does videos about, like, day in the life of, like, a Japanese butcher or a Japanese mom and baby or a mechanic. And
I've
I'm
seen
like,
that guy. Yeah.
It's cool to see that. It is cool to see that. Though I'm pretty sure, like, I would feel awkward bringing a camera and being like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm sitting at work and it's like, are you really serious right now? I was like, all right, I'll show you what I'm doing. It's like, that would feel a little weird, don't you think?
Yes.
I mean, they probably, if anything, have like waivers to sign before they could say like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm going to spend like a moment filming you or whatever. So, but anyways, that's besides the point. Like,
So
anyways, yes.
I have finished spinning the wheel. God fucking damn it. I was hoping for something in English, not this.
Oh no.
What are we doing when we come back from Anime Expo, guys? Well,
What?
Ah,
we're
shit.
going back
Oh.
to Power Rangers.
Fuck.
Well, on the bright side,
And of course they took it off Netflix.
Why?
On the bright side, I think it's on YouTube. I think.
Well, we're doing Power Rangers
look it
Ninja
up.
Super Ninja Dumb Stupid Fuck Force.
Oh great, I needed to go for a prostate exam.
So now we're doing
Phil?
Ninja
Why did you tell us that?
again.
It's a joke, alright? Okay, Jay, it's called,
Phil, prostate cancer is not a laughing matter.
I'm
okay?
not laughing, I'm just, okay,
Don't make a joke about cancer, all right? That's not funny.
I'm not making okay, Jay, when we
Making
get
a
off
joke
the-
about murder, kidnapping, suicide, self-harm, alcoholism, those are all fine. Cancer? No, you don't
So
make fun
literally
of cancer.
half of your comedy was...
Yes.
Yes, that was the joke. Thank you. It's funny when I talk about cutting myself and being an alcoholic because it's true, but also because I'm exaggerating, but also because it's true. Talking about cancer is not funny, Phil. Don't make jokes about cancer.
They got all the episodes on YouTube.
Well,
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it convenient.
well, lucky for you guys, we're not gonna have to do that for fucking 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because
No, let's
this.
just think of it this way: the stuff that we're gonna have to review from Anime Expo is probably a hell of a lot better than
Wait,
like, Super Ninja
they already
Steel.
know what we're doing, aren't they? That's been
Oh.
announced like publicly, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. It has been announced. Not about, or pretty much edit this out, or you can like censor me about what I'm going to say. But they don't know
Oh, hold on,
how
I got
much
it, I
we're
got
going to
it.
be seeing.
I got it.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't know how
This
much
may
we're
or
gonna
may-
be seeing.
This may or may not be true information. Chad could be lying to you. Please take this with a grain of salt. Okay, go for it.
Well, yeah, basically, yeah, it's already been officially announced at the Team Kamen Rider panel. They will be, in fact, premiering Futo PI, or Futo Tante, at Anime Expo. So, yeah. And before we get to Ninja Steel, you may want to hear about what we may think about the whole panel, and especially, maybe, just maybe, that episode, or episodes,
or season. Could you imagine that they had the entire season just ready to go in one night?
Hey, listen, I've seen weirder things at media rooms in Anime Con. I wouldn't be surprised if they just showed the whole
Did most of
fucking
them?
season
Did most of
right
them
then
start
and
with
there.
the words "gotcha" and with Muchi?
No. They usually don't show that in the media room because that's all ages.
I see.
Except for the one time. Listen, I don't go into the porn panels because certain types of people go to those, and I don't like
Penders.
Penders does
No.
not go to porn panels.
I'm surprised. You know what? Every time I remember that Penders actually has a kid, I'm surprised he knows what sex even is. But that's enough about Ken Penders for the tonight. I need to go now.
So yes. So one more quick big ol' shill. So yes, we are going to Anime Expo. Jay, Chad, and I are all going. Y'all, you're gonna see us there. Say hi. You go. Say hi. Go get a drink with us. We're gonna be drinking. Well, not Chad. Chad's not.
Yeah,
gonna
I'm the
he's a
designated
proper
driver.
boy.
I'm the designated driver, and also,
too.
I'm allergic, so.
Well, I was gonna say that too. Chad is literally the one who has to drive us. If not, we're gonna run into a fucking. We're knowing it, Jay and I. We're gonna be the ones to set the Hollywood sign on fire. So.
Look, besides that,
I can literally
look, I'm an
Sorry,
Asian
go on,
in
Chad.
LA, okay? If I'm driving drunk, that's only gonna arouse more suspicions about stereotypes. So, more of a stereotype than I already am, so, it's
Oh my
neither here nor
god!
there.
I can only imagine. Chat.
I'm gonna see on the news AJ and Jay being drunk in front of Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Hell yeah, we are.
You know those guys.
Hell yeah, we're
And
gonna
they're
we're gonna
be-
go in there and we're gonna be like, yeah, China, more like Bina, and we're gonna just be sloshed. We're not. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to get that sentence out.
No, like you're gonna literally be outside sitting there screaming about kaiju, and I'm gonna be seeing this on the news.
Actually, to be
Dude, Bolton's gonna be there. I'm probably gonna actually be screaming about kaiju while drunk.
no, look, I'm gonna
I'm
meet.
probably gonna see Bolton and forget that he's a dude in a costume.
Dude,
You're
I'm gonna
probably gonna hug him and then invite him to drinks.
Oh my god, it's
Maybe.
Nexus.
I don't know. We'll see.
Nexus, do you remember when you killed that squid? That was fucking cool. Yo, Zero, remember when you possessed that salaryman? That was fucked. I can't wait. Anyways, but yes, if you guys see us there, say hello, take a picture, come drink with us. Don't follow me to my hotel room because I will actually no, I can't shoot you. It's not illegal in I was gonna say Canada, California.
Yeah, you don't have Castle law.
Well, don't worry.
over
I'll pretend I don't know you. And but that's about it. So if you guys see us there, that's
Don't follow me to my hotel room unless you have. I'm not even going to finish that sentence because I'm sure somebody will probably actually.
someone shows up to your room with like a big bag of cocaine.
Knowing my luck, I'm going to make a joke about it, and then it's going to actually.
If you have
know
cocaine,
what day it
if you
is.
have cocaine, give it all to
Come
Jay.
to Jay's room.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
If you have exactly 38 grams of ketamine, then you can come into my hotel room.
You know, Jay,
If it's even the slightest gram over 38 or under, you're not allowed in.
He's got a
Jay, you
fucking
wanted
food
some
scale.
ketamine? I got some in my closet.
He's got a fucking food scale.
Well, then Phil, you should have come to Anime.
He's got a
Expo
fucking
with us.
food
Yes, I
scale
know.
in his fucking hotel room. Everybody who comes
Yeah, I
in,
know, I should have came.
38.9. Out. Get the fuck out. 37.1.
No.
I would have brought my 200 grams of ketamine.
200 grams. Jesus. Anyways, so
You dude,
With-
I
Jesus
get
Christ,
around.
Phil,
Dude,
we're trying to have a good time, not a fucking die
AJ,
of demons.
you said back with Gaiam, I'm wanted in 50 states for drug peddling. Dude, those kids, they want that Heisenberg.
oh my god.
it was
They
cocaine, not ketamine, Phil.
They want that Heisenberg.
Anyways, so with that being said, we
I also
will
sell
see
cough
all of you guys.
I even got it's meth, not cocaine. I've never even seen Breaking Bad. Why did I try to correct
Anyways,
Phil?
with that all being said, we'll see you guys for Anime Expo 2022. Again, if you see us, say hi. If you don't, fuck off. That's Jay.
Good night, everybody.
That's Chad.
Alright, see you guys at some point. Maybe. I don't know. Someone send help because I don't have a joke here and I feel like I'm being held here by gunpoint. What?